get any insight?
To Khabib?
Yeah.
I talked to Khabib, but
What are you saying?
not much about that. Not
Oh,
much about that.
that is such a
You
lie.
know,
Look at you. Look at
not
that
much about
face.
that.
Look at that face.
No,
Let's
I
squish
I,
those
I
cheeks
haven't
right
talked to
now.
Khabib as much.
Yeah, right. Look at that. Oh, the scratching of the head. That's a classic lie. I haven't talked to him that much.
You're so stupid.
Why? Why can't you tell us? I mean,
No, man. I didn't talk to him about it. Actually, I really just haven't.
does he fight ever again? True or false?
You know what I think, man? You know what I think might make Khabib fight?
Oh, yes.
Khabib is like so deathly loyal. Like if he's telling his mom he won't fight, he won't fight. Khabib and a lot of people believe that Islam Makhachev will really enter into this conversation as soon as he's done with Drew Dober, and I believe that with every part of me.
Mm-hmm.
But Islam Makhachev gets to the championship like we intend, like we believe that he will do. If Islam Makhachev goes to a fight and he becomes the man and someone gets him and then starts to call for Khabib, that might be would get Khabib's back because that's his brother.
Yeah.
Guy gets Islam. Say a guy gets Islam as Islam becomes the man.
Mm-hmm.
Khabib might be like, I got to get this one back for my dude. That might be what may get him back.
Can I say this? I love that idea, by the way, and I love the loyalty. Seeing him transition into this role, like seeing him there with Umar, and even like full circle, him now being the translator for Umar last Wednesday. There's beautiful symbolism in now that his father is no longer with us, that he
He's the
is now
man
the
now,
leader,
right?
right?
Oh, I never thought about that. That's great.
It's
That's
beautiful,
actually
right?
great, right? Like he's kind of taken. You knew when his dad passed away, it was going to leave a big hole in that community of fighters. And Khabib seems to have stepped into that role seamlessly. And remember the first time he was translating for Islam in New York? Was that Islam? And he was like barely talking. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness!" And he walked out the octagon like this, like he was so like he was like, "Oh my goodness!" I just translated to now walking up there confidently as Umar won. That's one thing we did talk about. I go, did you ever think there would be a time where Umar's in the octagon after winning? I'm interviewing him and you're translating for him. He goes, brother, this is the craziest thing, right? It's like just it's crazy what how things have changed in such a short period of time.
And don't forget about Usman Nurmagomedov, who's going to debut for Bellator later this
Hey, he's
year.
guy.
Everyone
If you
says
listen to
is
Hav,
yeah,
everything Hav tells me is this dude's an absolute killer. I mean, and Islam's about to fight against a tough Drew Dober. He's as tough as they come at 155. He beats Drew Dober, and he does it impressively. That's that 10th guy, right? That's the guy. Islam's the guy that we start putting in the mix with all these dudes because it's just a matter of time. And you know what's crazy about Islam Makhachev is every one of these guys he matches up very well with
mm-hmm.
because you saw in Umar Nurmagomedov, his striking is much more advanced than Khabib's was when he got into the UFC. Islam's striking is so good now to match with all the grappling and the wrestling. He's going to be a real problem for everyone.
I'm going to ask you a question that I may regret asking, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I do believe that what happened on Saturday delays the McGregor-Pacquiao plans. These were real plans. Like they were a real thing. I don't think anyone in the MMA community or even the boxing community is shedding tears over that. I don't know if there was a huge clamoring. I think everyone will watch it. We'll talk about it, but I think people want to see Conor stick to MMA. And there's now talks of Ryan Garcia versus Pacquiao, which is kind of interesting in its own right. But Daniel Cormier, do you believe that the result on Saturday increased the likelihood of us seeing Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul in the near future?
No, decreased it. I think it did, yes, because I think Conor becomes more committed to mixed martial arts. I think he really does focus on trying to get back to where he was as a mixed martial artist before pursuing all those other avenues. I really
Did you see his video? He went from 50 million to 10,000 with the offer. I mean, come on.
I mean, that's such a big drop. Like, come on, man.
Come on.
Like, I'd like to see him go fight Dustin Poirier. Put Jake Paul in there with Dustin Poirier and see what happens. Dustin Poirier would knock his block off, right? Like,
I mean, yeah.
I think these guys don't understand who Dustin Poirier really is in mixed martial arts.
It's really disrespectful. Yeah, it's disrespectful to Dustin to like be like, I saw people say Buster Douglas. This is like, what are you talking about?
What
Buster
are you
Douglas?
talking about? This is Dustin Poirier.
Right.
The Buster Douglas was a 40-1 underdog.
Right.
We're talking about Dustin Poirier. Come on, man. Like, but that just tells you the amount of people that just aren't really tuned in to mixed martial arts. They don't love The UFC, they don't love Bellator. They love Conor McGregor, and they show up when Conor McGregor fights. They have no idea what happens in the sport when he's gone. And what you hope for is that after they come for Conor, they stick around for everyone else.